Okay, I think I'm going to call it, and we'll get started here. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. What an incredible turnout for this great dedication of this wonderful facility. So I'm John Lundell. I have the honor and the pleasure of serving as this mayor of this great city and MC this event to dedicate and cut the ribbon for this facility. I think I'll just start by recognizing the many officials we have in the audience. And please, if I didn't see you come in or you didn't make the list, I apologize. But I guess let's start from the federal down. We have representatives from Senator Grassley, Senator Ernst, and Representative Loebsack. From Senator Grassley, Fred Schuster is here. Fred is back right there. Fred, thank you for coming and representing Senator Grassley. Sam Pritchard is here from Senator Ernst's office. Thank you, Sam, for coming. And Dave Lesh is right there. Dave Lesh from Congressman Loebsack's office. So thank you very much for coming by. Mike Carberry is here from the county supervisors back there. Thank you. We have, of course, from the Coralville City Council, we have three members here: Jill Dodds, Mitch Gross, and Tom Gill. And thank you for your support on this project. I'm remiss if I wouldn't call out Vicky Robrock. Vicky, raise your hand. Vicky is the transit manager, and she has certainly lost some sleep, I'm sure, over the 10 years that this project's been in the planning stages. But she's a terrific parking and transportation manager for the city. Nancy Quellhurst, the director of the Iowa City Chamber, is here. Nancy, thank you for coming by. Some of our partners are in the audience. We have from the Iowa DOT, Jeremy Johnson Miller. He's back behind the glass back there. Thank you for the DOT support of this project. We have two representatives from the Federal Transit Administration in Kansas City. Dee Fang is here, right there in front. Thank you, Dee. And we have Mokhtee Ahmad. And Mokhtee is going to speak in a few minutes. So I'll say a little bit more about the FTA's valuable role in just a few minutes. From JCMPO, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, Brad Newman's here. He's behind the glass as well. Brian McClatchy, one of our fellow transit systems in the area. Brian's the director of Cambus, University of Iowa Cambus. Thank you for coming by, Brian. And again, they'll be speaking in a few minutes, but with Megabus, we have Patrick Devereux right here in front. Did I get that right? Yeah. Great. Okay, let me check my list because how could I forget? My wonderful mentor and predecessor, Mayor Jim Fawcett, longtime mayor of Coralville before I assumed that role. So thank you very much. Linda Fisher, I want to make sure people realize what you bring to the area. Linda's back there. Linda's here representing her wonderful but unfortunately late husband, Roger Fisher, who for many, many years was the transit director before Vicky of Coralville Transit. So Linda, Roger's here in spirit and would be very proud of this facility, I'm sure, and thank you for coming by. So I guess that kind of leads up to one of my opening comments about why I appreciate a facility like this so much. Many of you in the room know that I spent 8 years of my prior career being the general manager of the Iowa City transit system. And so transit operations is near and dear to my heart, and I wished we had this type of facility during those 8 years that I spent doing that over in Iowa City. And it was a great experience and one that I made a lot of good friends in the industry. So I really, really feel it's kind of special to be here today doing this. So now let me just say a few words. And I'm going to introduce Mark Wyatt here in a minute, too. So there's a few people that I haven't introduced yet, but it's only because they're going to be coming up here to speak. Let me just hit a few highlights of this project. This has been actually, as Mokhtee and I were speaking earlier, this has been in the works for about 10 years, since 2004, believe it or not. And it's just a matter of we needed to keep accumulating a few grants and a few grant dollars here and there to have sufficient funds to build this facility. And it's about a $12.8 million facility, of which we're very grateful for about half. About $6.5 million came from the Federal Transit Administration. And thank you to all our federal partners for your support of this project. It took about a year to build, and it's a combined facility. Many of you know there's the first two levels of the park and ride facility are dedicated for commuter uses, and this serves commuters to university campus, university hospitals, and the VA hospital. And then because of the way the grade of the topography of this land set out, the very top floor is open and free to parking for visitors to this district. So it's a nice mixture of primarily park and ride users, and then a little bit of parking for the district on top. As everything we did in this area and strive to continue to do in the Iowa River Landing, there's an environmental side of this. And this is an ultra energy efficient facility, and the parking has charging stations for electric cars. And as does our first ramp we built down here for public use next to the University Hospital's clinics. And I can tell you from experience that those car charging stations are being used and are greatly appreciated. In fact, there's a club that comes and meets on the weekends here from all over eastern Iowa. They come and plug in their cars here, and then they go have breakfast, I think, at Perkins or someplace, and do shopping down here. So people appreciate that, and as well as stormwater management on the ground surrounding here has been an important aspect of the area down here. Eventually, and actually already, and then it will continue to build, this facility will be generating revenues through the park and ride permits. And those revenues that are generated through the park and ride facility go back into supporting Coralville Transit, and we appreciate that as a valuable source to sustain the cost of our operating system. And then finally, I want to mention and also introduce Mark Wyatt, a very unique aspect of this truly multimodal facilities. We not only transit, not only cars, and bike trails, but also the Iowa Bicycle Coalition has space here. And the Iowa Bicycle Coalition is a statewide organization, and it's one that has partnered with Coralville for many, many years. I think we've kicked them out of about 3 different locations, temporary locations, till they ended up here, and we feel like this is pretty much a permanent location for them now, and it's a great partnership. They help operate the facility here and answer questions and sell bus passes and so forth, so it's a win-win. It's a win-win partnership. So I'd like to ask Mark Wyatt, the Executive Director of the Bicycle Coalition, to come up and say a few words, please.
Thank you, Mayor Lundell. When I started biking to work, I lived north of Coralville, and it was because Coralville had this vision to build trails that led me all the way from my door at home to my door at work, and it made it very easy. The real dream here is to, if for a bicyclist, if I had the opportunity to bring my bike in, lock it securely in a locker, take a shower here before I went to work, got dressed up, and then take the bus the rest of the way into the campus. I mean, that's a dream for a bicyclist, but Coralville actually built it. So that's the type of support we have here in this community, and it's really thanks to Mayor Lundell, Kelly Hayworth, and Vicky Robrock to look at that dream and implement it, because this is a great opportunity for the bicycling community. And I think we can do so much more, because I think this is an inviting area. The River Landing's a vibrant part of the community, and hopefully a hub for bicycling in the future. So we're very lucky, and thank you to the city of Coralville for giving us a home. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mark. You're a great partner. I knew I'd forget someone, and how can I forget Kelly Hayworth and Ellen Hobble, our city administrator and assistant city administrator, and many other of the city department heads are here. So thank you to the great staff that we have in Coralville. And also, Councilmember Gill reminded me, going back historically, there was a couple former staff members at the federal level that in the early days were very helpful to us as well. Richard Bender on Senator Harkin's staff was a key player in securing some of the early Federal Transit Administration money, as was John Conrad on Senator Grassley's staff. They are both retired now, but thanks go out to them as well. Now I'd like to bring Patrick Devereux up from Megabus and have him speak a little bit about their operations here out of this facility.
First off, I'd like to say thank you to the city of Coralville for having this facility built. Also, Vicky, thank you. She worked very close with us while we were moving in here. We really enjoy the partnership we have here. This gives our passengers the ability to have indoor waiting, restroom facilities, kind of keeps them out of the elements of the weather. We look forward to working alongside Vicky in the future and hope that we can continue a good partnership with you guys. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask a representative of the architects that designed this fine facility, Newman Munson Architects. Tim Schroeder's here. And Tim, I believe you brought us an award that this building has already been recognized for. So.
I don't know where the award went, but and I didn't realize I was going to be talking to you all tonight. But thank you. We very much appreciate being hired to be a part of the team that brought this facility to life. And thank you to Brian for working hard from our office and really putting his whole heart and soul into this effort. But here's the award. It's very rare that we'd have this up front, but it's actually already won an esteemed award. There aren't very many buildings this is the Central States region, but I think how many awards were given, Brian? Just 8 or so? In the Central States region, this was selected as one of the top design facilities of all types in all the Central States this year. So congratulations, Coralville.
Thank you, Tim. Now I want to invite up our very special guest and critically important partner, Mokhtee Ahmad. Mokhtee is the regional administrator from the Federal Transit Administration, Region 7 office in Kansas City. And I can tell you, it's not just this project that he's a great partner with Coralville on, but it's replacement buses, it's operating assistance, and we couldn't do and have the transit system we have without your support. So thank you very much. And I haven't had the pleasure to really get to know you, but I've heard fabulous things. And I'm not just trying to blow smoke here. I've heard fabulous things that you're a good guy. So I'm glad you have you here.
Yeah,
so.
Thanks. Thank you. I know I'm in Iowa City, University of Iowa, but I have a soft heart for Iowa, since both my sister and I graduated from Iowa State. So we have a connection with Iowa. And I am so happy that this project is finally done. And thank you, Vicky, for sticking with it, as I face several times, are they going to build the project? Or do we have to come in and de-obligate the funds and use it for somewhere else? And my thing is that I promise you, Vicky will get it done. Hey, it was the floods. Hey, it was this. There's a delay. But we got it done. And Vicky, Coralville should really be proud of her work and working with the FTA to keep the funds going and getting the project done. This is really a beautiful facility. I didn't think we would get to this stage, but it is wonderful. It has all the environmental factors, the lighting, and the sidewalks, and everything that is connected with that. So, congratulations, Vicky, and we want to present you with a plaque from us in the Region 7 office commemorating the opening of this facility. May I would say it to you, but this is where we worked with. But it says, congratulations, Coralville Transit, for the successful completion of Coralville Multimodal Facility, October 29, 2015. And my next thing I would like to ask you is, let's try and get this grant closed as quickly as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mokhtee, and thank you to the Federal Transit Administration. But there is always phase 2 yet to come. That there's vacant lot to the south here, and once we get this facility full, and we'll be ready to move on to phase 2, and then we'll finally be done and close out that grant as well. Okay. So now I think let's do the ceremonial ribbon cutting, and I'd like to invite the City Council, Mokhtee, if the federal representatives would like to come up. I believe we have a ribbon to cut and some very large scissors. So, and then as they're coming up, I'll just mention that when we finish doing this, there are a whopping number of cupcakes. Too late in the day. Cupcakes and coffee and refreshments in there. So please help yourself after we cut the ribbon to those, and take a walk around, take a self-guided tour, and check out the place. Thank you very much.
Where did Dave go? This is Dave Gertz. He's one of our supervisors. He's shy, apparently.
Hello. Let's step up here. Okay, I know from experience, the first thing you do is you don't really cut it, you just act like you're going to cut it so they can take the picture. So act like you're about ready to cut it here. There we go. Okay, everybody look at Alan here. Got some photos here. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.